Hey, what's up, everybody? Jay Hollingshed here once again. This is episode 242 of 365, and this is my 7 pillars of mental performance. Thank you for coming back. I appreciate you coming back every single night after night after night. And today is Friday, day 6 of the week, and we're calling this Stress Management Friday. Pillar number 6 is the pillar we call stress management, number 6 of 7. So thank everybody for tuning in. We will be talking about different methods of stress management and what stresses us out when we don't even realize that we have attached ourselves to things that can stress us out. So let me thank everybody for tuning in. Gina Cecily, what's up, Aunt? I appreciate you. Shirley Moore Borland, what's up? My wife, Lisa Hollingshed, what's up? Everybody's tuning in right at 9 o'clock on the dot. I appreciate the punctuality. I love it. I love it. I love it. All right. And my brother, AJ Arthur Hollingshed, what's up, man? I appreciate you as well. Sherry Cunningham, what's up, Sherry? How you doing? Okay. Sherry's in the house. Everybody's tuning in right at 9 o'clock. I appreciate that. Now, you can catch this episode in its entirety on my YouTube channel. Also, if you're watching this on repeat, thank you so much. I greatly appreciate you as well. So let's get right into it. We're talking about Stress Management Friday. And before I jump in, you caught me right before I got started. Was that Brett Anthony Adams? I see you, brother. I see you. You tuned in right on time, right before I jumped into my segment. All right. So we're talking about Stress Management Friday. I want to talk to you today about having stress from emotional attachments. Emotional attachments, okay? You are emotionally attached to something that's stressing you out. Okay, follow me with this scenario. Now, let's say my fingertips were damaged from a previous incident or previous accident. My nerves and my fingertips are damaged and I can't feel anything with them. So I'm trying to gauge if something is too hot or not. And I asked you, I said, hey, I need you to feel this for me and see if it's too hot. Let me see your hand. So you willingly, you trust me. So you willingly give me your hand. You just kind of hold out your hand and I take the object and I put it up against your fingertips and you snatch your hand back immediately. And you're like, whoa. And you start, blowing your hands and shaking your hands and waving them in the air. And you do that because the object is too hot to touch. Okay? Now, here's where I'm going with this. Number one, here's some facts. Number one, you willingly gave your hand to be used. Number two, you didn't like the way your hand was being used. Okay, you didn't like the turnout. You didn't like the turnout. You didn't like the outcome from you willingly giving your hand. Number three, you didn't like the way it felt, and of course, you immediately took your hand back. Okay, now, why did you feel the pain from the object that was hot? You felt the pain from the object that was hot because you and your hand are one. You are attached to your hand. Your hand is physically attached to your body, just like it's a part of your body. You and your hand are one. Just like my hand is attached to my wrist and it's part of my body. Okay? Now, you were able to take your hand back. Why? Because it's a physical attachment. You still had some sort of control on that because it was physically part of you. It is you. So you physically retracted your hand. Now, let's take that scenario and kind of flip it a little bit. Now we're not talking about a physical attachment. We're talking about a spiritual or an emotional attachment. Okay, now, instead of me asking you to lend me your hand, now I want you to lend me some money. Lend me $500. Okay. I say, let me borrow $500. I need to pay this bill. Once this bill is paid off, I will give you your money back. As soon as I get paid and take care of this, I will give you your money back. So you give me the $500. Okay. Bill gets paid. I'm good. You good because you're not hurting from the $500. The $500 you let me borrow was not allocated to something that you needed at that time. So I'm good. My bill is paid. You good. You had $500 excess at that time. Now, time goes by. More time goes by. 3-4 months, you hadn't heard from me. Now things are getting funny. You don't like the way you're worried about the money. You don't like the way, you can't help but like the way I use the money, but you don't like the way the circumstances that I put around the money. I didn't hold up my end of the bargain, okay? So you didn't like that. And if you had your way, you would come and find the money. If I had, you would find the $500 or ask me if I have it, and you would take it back. Okay? You don't like the way that I used what you gave me or you let me borrow. Now, why do you feel that way? Why do you feel the pain? You feel some kind of way, some type of pain. And then why do you feel the pain of not having that $500 back? All this time has gone by. As the time goes by, it's bothering you. You're getting stressed out. You're worried about it. And now you're getting upset about it. Okay? It's starting to bother you and stress you to the point where you're getting upset. Why is that happening? There's no physical attachment. It's not attached to you like your hand is physically attached to your body. Like the previous scenario, the object was too hot. You felt it and you took your hand back, okay? So you felt it because there's a physical attachment. There's no physical attachment to the money that you let me borrow. However, you're feeling some kind of way. You're starting to get stressed out. You're upset because there is an emotional attachment to that. You are emotionally attached to the money. And your emotional attachment to something you willingly gave. You willingly gave your hand you were physically attached to. Now you willingly gave the money you are emotionally attached to. And the fact that you are emotionally attached to it, you feel you feel some kind of way about the circumstances of the money because you are emotionally attached to it. Now, let's say I asked you for $500 and you gave me $500 and you said, don't worry about it. I'm good. You got it like that. Don't worry about it. I'm good. Nah, don't worry about it. I don't want the money back. We're good. Now, if those were the circumstances on the front end, you wouldn't have had an emotional attachment, okay? Borrow means that it's still yours. In your mind, you're thinking it's still yours. The $500 you gave me to pay that bill, that money is emotionally still yours because you are attached to it. It's a part of you. Just like your hand was a part of you when you felt the heat and you took your hand back. In this case, with the money, you want to take your money back. If you could, you would. But you cannot. Why? Because that's something you cannot control. We stress ourselves out a lot of the times because of things we are emotionally attached to. Ladies, someone wants to borrow a pair of shoes or a purse. Guys, somebody wants to borrow a necktie, power tools, necktie, power tools, it doesn't make a difference. When you let somebody borrow something that has a physical value, or you can decide to be emotionally attached to it, or you can decide not to be. Either way, you're determining a level of stress that you are willing to take on or you are willing to release. You're deciding at the front end, I'm not going to let this bother me. I'm not going to let this stress me out. So be mindful of what you emotionally attach yourselves to. You can attach yourself to something you cannot control. So when something happens to it, it's emotionally happening to you. Cut the cord. Cut the emotional attachment. That's all that I have for today. Episode 242 of 365. I'm Jay Hollingshed. We're talking about stress management today. Stress Management Friday. So make the effort to be stress-free and free yourself from emotional attachments, and where you won't have the excuse of being stressed out. Be well, stay blessed, and as always, through love, be a blessing. God bless.